There are only really two types of zombie games. You have the zombie games where you upgrade equipment and mindlessly kill waves of zombies, either with friends, randoms, or just by yourself. And then you have a story-based horror game, which has the main focus of pushing an interesting narrative with a zombie apocalyptic setting. Both of these types of zombie games are fun, but when a story-driven zombie game is executed perfectly, I believe it can be more memorable than a wave-killing zombie game. The Last of Us is a great example of a story-driven zombie game that is executed perfectly. The Last of Us has been out for 10 years now, and in those 10 years, it's won Game of the Year, has been remastered twice, and has its own TV series. Just by hearing that context alone, you will notice that this isn't your normal zombie game. This is something far more spectacular.
Please, I don't want to die.
The Last of Us starts off in the living room of a house that is occupied by a 12-year-old daughter named Sarah Miller and a 32-year-old father by the name of Joel Miller. Joel arrives home late from his carpenting job, but Sarah was waiting for him to share a gift she got him for his 32nd birthday. They share a wholesome moment and head to bed, just like any other night. But tonight is a little different. Tonight is Outbreak Day. Sarah is awoken by her Uncle Tommy's urgent phone calls asking for Joel. Sarah, being unaware of the situation, is like, aight, looks for her dad and notices on the TV that something isn't quite right. Oh shit.
What was that?
Oh shit. Later on, she finds her dad shook when he saw a fungal infected zombie. Then, surprisingly, a fungal infected zombie shows up. After the zombie gets in, Joel lets that revolver spin. Tommy shows up and lets them know that there is some sickness affecting people. And Joel is like,
really, nigga?
the virus has gone out of control to the public and has caused people to leave their homes and evacuate in order to survive. Joel, Tommy, and Sarah saw the chaos firsthand and were trying to make it out and find help. But help didn't come to aid the survivors. Soldiers came to stop the virus from spreading by any means necessary. And just like that, you are introduced into one of the many life lessons The Last of Us tries to teach you. And that is, life is unfair. Sometimes you can do everything right and still lose. Then suddenly, boom, 20 years later. 20 years later. I'm 20 years old. I can't even imagine losing your daughter on Outbreak Day and surviving 20 years after the fact in a post-apocalyptic setting. Joel is now a depressed 52-year-old and now lives as a smuggler in Boston, which is almost 2,000 miles away from his original home in Texas. And now he lives with a MILF named Tess. They are smuggling partners and are all about business. And when their business gets fucked with, they settle it by any means necessary. Joel and Tess find out that their supplies has been stolen and has been sold to the Fireflies, a militia group made to revolt against the US government, otherwise known as FEDRA. Marlene, the leader of the Fireflies, offers you a smuggling job in order for Joel and Tess to get their shit back. But soon you find out it's not what you're smuggling, it's who. Their job is to smuggle a 14-year-old girl named Ellie out of town to a crew of Fireflies. And while on this mission, you learn a few things, like that Ellie is being smuggled because she is immune to the infection and can possibly be used to make a cure, the Fireflies that were supposed to take Ellie get murked, and Tess got bit. This is when Tess realizes she is involved in something bigger than herself. She forces Joel to promise her that he will do everything in his power to get her to Tommy, the former Firefly. Joel is still very hesitant on taking some girl across the country, but goes through with it out of respect for Tess. The rest of the game builds on Joel and Ellie's connection with one another. In the beginning of their relationship, Joel sees Ellie as some chore and doesn't really want to talk to her about, well, anything. He doesn't want to get to know Ellie, he doesn't want to talk about Tess, and he especially doesn't want to talk about R. Kelly. Joel and Ellie's adventure isn't planned. It's just one event falling into the next. And that's why it works so well. These two different characters come from two different worlds. Joel Miller, who once was just an ordinary man, now molded into this grumpy stone-cold survivor who rejects emotion, trust, and all attachment to others because he fears losing them.
You sure?
I've said I'm good.
Damn, nigga, it's just a picture of your daughter. Chill out. And Ellie, whatever her last name is, who is a naive, quick-witted, and optimistic girl who was born in this new world. She had little understanding of what life was like before the outbreak and how to survive. These two make an interesting duo in the story and in the gameplay. This game's main gameplay component is stealth. Stealth against normal infected, stealth against raiders, and extreme stealth against clickers. Throughout the game, you will always have a chance to loot up before the next encounter. Looting helps you find ammo and even crafting materials to make all sorts of things like medkits, little daggers, and bombs. The Last of Us forces you to think of more clever approaches to handling certain encounters. You can't just run and gun, especially on harder difficulties. I mean, who do you think he is? Nathan Drake? You can distract enemies with bottles and bricks, hold enemies hostage and use them as human shields. Shotguns and nail traps are my favorite, because they completely destroy an enemy's entire body. The bow and arrow will allow you to perform a stealth kill. You can throw smoke bombs to discombobulate enemies, giving you a chance to regroup or finish them off. There are so many options with combat because the AI is no joke. When you're not getting jumped by a bunch of zombies, oh shit! You're getting ambushed by humans. Sometimes enemies will get on their hands and knees and beg for their lives and say shit like, "Please don't kill me, I have a wife and kid."
Oh my god!
And you need to be careful with clickers, because if they get a hold of you and you don't have a shiv, you are unbelievably screwed. The Last of Us knows when to be epic and intense.
Oh shit, Ellie, we gotta go. We gotta go, Ellie. The truck's coming. The truck's gonna kill us all. Ellie, we don't know what the hell's going on. Ellie, we gotta go. 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 Oh shit! Oh, Ellie, we gotta go.
But it also knows when to be laid back and serene. My favorite part about this game is its attention to detail. As I explore the post-apocalyptic world, I noticed the beautifully designed landscapes, each with its own remains of decaying civilization. Buildings display signs of wear and tear, with shattered windows and crumbling walls, creating a sense of realism that truly immerses the player in the world. The attention to detail extends to the smallest elements within these environments. Outside sunlight illuminates through the windows, allowing you to see dust particles and dookie flakes. I encountered abandoned buildings, overgrown flora, and even wildlife, all of which contribute to the believability of the world. The developers have clearly put a huge amount of effort into ensuring that every nook and cranny tells a story, making the exploration in this game not only visually appealing, but also rewarding. The character animations in The Last of Us just exemplify the game's attention to detail. Each character moves with fluidity, showcasing realistic gestures and facial expressions. From the way a character reaches for an item, to the subtle changes in their facial expressions, in gameplay, or during conversations. Every movement feels authentic, emphasizing the care taken in crafting a believably and emotionally engaging narrative. Towards the end of the game, I noticed that Joel and Ellie go through W character development. Ellie starts off as a stubborn, naive, inexperienced teenager, then evolves into a resilient, independent little badass through the various challenges on their journey, such as saving Joel from an infection and surviving a cannibal pedophile man. Dang! 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 Then you have Joel, who is initially portrayed as a depressed old fart, who gradually reveals his hidden vulnerabilities and begins to form a deep bond with Ellie. This transformation is beautifully depicted through their interactions and the choices Joel makes in order to endure and survive with Ellie. So when the ending popped off and Joel found out the truth behind Ellie's immunity, I already knew he was going to save her by any means necessary. The Last of Us is phenomenal. This is the best babysitting simulator I've ever played in my life.
Let you take her. This is our future. Think of
Yeah.
all the lives
Wait till Abby sees that.